Greg, we had the conversation a couple of weeks ago about Nebraska having this tradition, this brand of tough physical football, just being a bully in a good way. Obviously, you got to be careful with that term these days, but we know what we mean on the football field, pounding people. But at the same time, football's played a lot differently in 2021 than it was in 1981. And you're not going to win big time games and big time conferences playing like that from a schematic standpoint. So how do you take that identity that a die in the wool college football coach like a Scott Frost wants to take to make his team mentally and physically tough, but at the same time, you got to spread people out, create matchups, use the speed and that sort of thing. And so kind of playing into this, you got Dan, who's got a question about Frost says that he's moving toward a power running physical style. Do you anticipate Nebraska running the ball more? 3rd and 4. That's become, man, shoot, you watch these games. If it's more than 3rd and 1.5 and these teams are spreading it out and just give up on the run. And I'm like, is this where if we come with football? 3rd and 4, is that a pass down or a run down?
Well, we know around here back in the 90s and earlier, that was always a rundown. And I think, we've mentioned here already tonight about what I'm thinking that this running attack's going to be like. And, and they have to because just the way that they have struggled since they've joined the Big Ten, that you haven't seen – that power running game just kind of disappeared. And, I think it kind of started, I'm not going to blame anything on Bo Pelini there, but kind of after Bo Pelini's tenure, things just kind of, the running game just disappeared completely. Now, Coach Frost's first year here, in year one, he had Divino Zigbo, which was pretty much an unknown until his senior year there. And you saw him put up a pretty darn good season. And, that team was fairly successful. They did fall short of a bowl game, but still that power running there that Ozigbo provided made a big difference. And we haven't seen that since then. But now I think that you've got the backs that can do that. Coach Held, I know I've mentioned, before about how happy he is with the stable of running backs that he's got now, and that you've got some of these fast, shifty guys, and then you throw in a Jaquez Yant with a big bruising body that just wants to run over guys, and it's going to look a lot different. And like we just mentioned a little bit earlier, it's those big bodies across the board. I mean, if Nebraska's traveling to your school to play a game, make sure you get out there and watch them get off the bus. It'll be amazing how many big dudes are on this team now. And I think they're finally starting to get it together to where they're going to be able to compete, with a Wisconsin, physically like that, with an Iowa, and, be able to start winning consistent games. Because around here, we got so spoiled that, Bo Pelini was winning 9 games a year. He never won less than 9 games a year. And, you were kind of just thinking, well, it's hard. Bo just can't win the big game because, you'd get blown out by Wisconsin by like 30. But you still had 9 wins to hang your hat on and go to a bowl game. And then that wasn't good enough. And, it just really hasn't been good enough since Tom Ott. I mean, Coach Solich won 9 games a year as well and played for a national championship. And that wasn't good enough either. So, yeah, we've gotten spoiled around here. And I think that, Coach Frost is a smart enough guy. And, he's regarded as a pretty, one of those offensive gurus that, you can go back to some of his early stuff at Oregon. I think you're going to see more of something like that with a little bit more of a mixture of the run game like that. And, it just takes time to adjust to a certain style that, Power 5, every Power 5 conference is a little bit different. You know, everybody's got their own kind of style, and you've got to be able to put together that winning combination. And that being said, you know, we've talked so much about the offense that the one thing that is not a question mark going into the year is the Nebraska defense. You know, they've got a potential to be one of the better units that's been here in a long time. And you know, Nebraska used to be a pretty darn good defensive school for many years. So yeah, everything's very optimistic right now. That offense can be a game-changing part of this team and put them on the right track right now. And you know, I mean, you got to take baby steps as well. It's not like you know, your goals right now are to win 6 games and make it to a bowl game, and then build on that.